Hi, welcome back to Smoking Cheltenham. Hope you're good. Nearly there, aren't we, Christmas? Hope you get some nice presents. I think what I'd like for Christmas is a special one to be winning, I think. That'd do me. I'm not greedy. Right then, this is very much the calm before the storm, I guess, this weekend. I've just got we'll get straight into it. I'm a bit pushed for time, so I'm going to try and whiz through this as quick as I can. Just pop the big lads here. Yeah, this weekend, just the two bets for tomorrow. I've got in the 225 Ascot Grade 1 Long Walk Hurdle. West Balboa, she does go here, doesn't she? So we had 3 points at 4-1, didn't we, ante-post? So she's 100 to 30 now. I'll be honest, because I weren't sure if she was running here or not. That 4-1, I did sort of cash that out. I've rebacked her at 100 to 30 now. Genius. But yeah, they say we're not doing cash outs and stuff and trading backs for purposes of this, so that 3 points at 4-1 will stand for that. I'll keep track of the little ante-post ones we play through the season and see how we go on there. I think up to now we just had 1 point, one big genius in the Hennessy at 20s, didn't we? So just a point down on that. We got 3 points on this girl tomorrow. See if she can gate crash this old boys party. I like her chances, I do. Yeah, I think 100 to 30 is fine. She's got £9 to fine with the top rated of these. But I mean, a lot of these are sort of 11 turning 12. She's very much on the upgrade. I think Dan's kind of minded her, with this season in mind. I think this is a time. And yeah, hoping she can make that improvement here. As I mentioned before when we previewed the race, the other horse there, I thought were interesting's Crambo, and he's been well backed too. Yeah, he's got his chance, I guess, as well. He's also coming out handicaps. She has got £8 theoretically in hand of him. He won lucky, I guess, not to finish closer last time, but I'm not sure if he'd have won. I don't know if a bit too much were being made of that. It should have been closer, definitely. I think she's even kind of less she's had one crack at a 3 mile handicap, hasn't she? And she just pulverised the field there. Yeah, I like her. I think she's got a good chance for us. We had a little bit, haven't we, at 20-1 for the stayers. We've just got a point on that. So we'll see how we are after tomorrow with that. There's one other bet I've had for tomorrow. The handicap that closes the card, the 2 mile class 1 handicap. Lucia. Yeah, I think, we've talked about her quite a bit. I think this could be her day tomorrow. She's, the ground went against her last time. I've got my reservations about this horse. I don't think, we've said before, haven't we? I don't think she's going to get down and dirty for you. But round Ascot tomorrow, decent ground, I think it is, good to soft. So, yeah, she's £8 better off for the 7 lengths she were beat last time. She travelled well into the race, didn't she, at Cheltenham? The ground had gone against her. It ended up hard work. And she don't like working hard, this girl. But she did cruise round there. Probably looked to be going the best of all at the bottom of the hill. This track will suit her better on, not as stiff as Cheltenham. ground's going to be better. She's actually 2 from 2 right-handed. She's going to cruise into this. She's going to travel into it, and maybe, just maybe, she can just win it on the snaff. Because of how she is, I'd be playing her each way, though. I think each way is a way to go on this. Like I say, I'm not a big each way better, but every race is different. And in her case, I think you want to be on each way. 10 to 1, you can get first 4 places. Get that extra place as well. And yeah, I think she's going to come travelling into it, and it's just what happens then, you know. If she's got to get off at bridle and battle away, then you've probably done your money. But that's why we've got this each way bit here. I think she'll be in the first 4, and she might just pop in. Right then, so that's tomorrow. So I guess the weekend nap out of those 2 would have to be West Balboa. So that'd be the weekend nap. And then on to Christmas time. Right, there's going to be some awesome racing next week, isn't there? Fantastic stuff. We're going to see some seismic shifts in these ante-post markets, and we just got to hope we're on the right side of most of that. We've got no final decks yet. We don't know what the ground's going to be, so we don't know what the shape of the race is going to be like, you know. But I've done my best. I've gone through it best I can. I had to rush a little bit towards the end, did a bit more with Boxing Day. So here we go. Boxing Day, Leopardstown. We open up with 2 mile maiden hurdle. It's just the 50 entered here. But the one that jumped out at me here, if you remember, was talking about this horse. No flies on him. This horse beat Jango Bay in that point to point. We didn't know who it had gone to. It weren't by JP. It's gone to O'Grady. Nice to see him with the horse. A good horse again. Remember back in front years ago, that was a good horse for him. Yeah. Yeah, I'd be interested in him. I would. Yeah, JP horse in the first. No doubt Willie's going to have the favourite here. So we should get some sort of price. I'll probably have a little bit on him. The next race, hopefully JP can keep it going. He's Amuzo West is entered up in this one. That could be significant, that, if he runs in this, because Willie's ran some nice horses in this race. I think Classical Dream won this for him, and I remember watching him in this race and backing him for the Supreme. So hopefully Muzo West can do the same for us. In terms of bet, I don't know what sort of prize it'd be like, you know. But yeah, he's definitely the selection anyway, if he turns up. This might have been the race Stateman fell in as well, not sure. But yeah. $2.20 race. 2 mile 1 grade 1 racing post novice chase. The last running of this, by the looks of it, they're on about axing this race. Why? Why would you do that? I don't know. Do you know, I don't get too much into stuff like that, you know, just let him get on with it. But Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, why would you do that? I mean, first we had last week, didn't we? We had authorities over here on about limiting trainers to 4 horses in a race. That's, to me, that's just, they're trying to fix the problem they've created by reducing the amount of runners in the national. I think that's all that is. It's like they've created a fucking problem in the first place, haven't they? just why? Just leave it be. I mean, why? I mean, if this race weren't here, then would Facile Vega be taking on Gaelic Warrior at Limerick? I doubt it. I think chances are we just won't be seeing Facile Vega. So I don't know. I don't like that, but I didn't like the fact there were that other race as well we lost, weren't we? That Dipper over here. That was a good race, that Dipper. We've had some good horses in that. I mean, yeah, there's too much racing, there is, but not at the top level, like, you know. Fucking Lingfield and Wolverhampton every other day, get rid of them, you know. But anyway, sorry. It's supposed to be Christmas and that, but yeah, I didn't like that. I don't know why. So anyway, hopefully Facile Vega can take the last running of this. What jockey? Who's he going to have on him? I don't know. I said possibly Patrick Mullins, did I? All I've managed to read in the meantime, since we last had a chat, were I read Willie Mullins in the Racing Post. He seemed to be strongly suggesting Paul would be going to ride Allaho, but it wasn't a definite thing, but it sounded that way. So maybe Danny Mullins would ride, but Patrick got on well with him in his bumpers, didn't he? Settled well for Patrick in bumpers, so it could be Patrick's ride, this one. And this is, you know, he's a novice, so he's got no point-to-point background, so it's the jumping really. You'd like to have Paul on him. It does make me a little bit nervous, I've got to admit. He's a special one and everything, you know, but we laugh about that, don't we? But yeah, I think he'll be all right. I do. He should be fine. Like, this is that other ante-post bet as well we had, didn't we? We had that Christmas present one. I don't know if you remember, the 3-point treble. We had Facile Vega, Gaelic Warrior, and State Man. I think they were 4 to 6, 4 to 6, 4 to 7 at the time. That worked out 100 to 30. They're nothing like that price now. So, you know, providing they all go, we've got the value there anyway. As for this race, yeah, you know what I think about Facile Vega. He's settled for a fence, and that's huge for him. That means, like last year, with too keen over hurdles, not respecting them. Now he's settled, he's got all that power for after the last. So he's going to be seeing his races out a lot better. And we saw that first time up, he just like powered clear like he just joined in. I'm excited for him. Yeah, and I hope it goes well. They supplemented in the pocket for this. Yeah, I don't really know why, but I suppose maybe they're thinking, might as well come second in a grade one as second in a beginners. Maybe. Ilate Tomps, he ran well first time up. We know he's a grade one winner at this track. He can run well, so you know he's got some opposition there, but the horses he's beat before. And I do think that last run he looked like fat. He should come on plenty for that, and I'm hoping we get to see something special here. The bumper that closes the card, Willie in these Leopardstown bumpers. You want to be watching these. I think when Facile Vega won that year, at least, I think he won all of them, everyone. I think he does pretty well in these bumpers. He's got Cantico and Joystick entered here. So, you know, whichever one of them goes, one's watching anyway, yeah. We we could get to see the bumper winner this week. We could. Over at Down Royal, 2.5 mile maiden hurdle opens the card. Spotted Mossy Fen Park Centre Deer for Henry. Came second to Predator's Gold last time out. With expensive point-to-point purchase. I'd imagine he'll be taking this. Over Aintree, 105 Grade 1 2 mile Tolworth. We get to see Jango Bay again. And tell her the name, I think. I think they'll renew rivalry here. Jango Bay, as you might remember, I'm quite excited for him because he had no right to get back up and win the way he'd raced through the race, which to me marks him down as a little bit special. I'm excited to see him. I've already backed him, to be honest. He's into 3-1 now. Yeah, he's one of the bets I've already had. Yeah, I like him. Jango Bay, 3-1. Might also just be worth having the reverse forecast with Tell her the name. So there weren't much between them before. It might be that way again. And just got a little bit of cover there, haven't you, just in case. But yeah, if he's learned for that last run, you'd imagine he has a bit. You know, if he can settle in this, he could be seeing something good here, I think. Quite excited for him. Over at Limerick, 133 Grade 2 2 mile 7 Jaguar Land Rover hurdle. Croke Park is entered here, and he's 6-1. I mean, Elliot, he's got plenty entered up here, but a lot of them ran, you know, within the last couple of weeks. Croke Park's just had a nice break since his last run. He'd look the obvious one to me to run here. And if he runs here, you know, 2 mile 7, Limerick, heavy ground, I think he'll love it. I think he'd take a bit of beating here. Willie's got one in pretty short at the front of the market. Ran at the Cheltenham bumper last year. Bit novice first time out. I'd be taking Croke Park if he runs here. Anything like 6-1, you know. I haven't backed him because he might not be running. And if he does run, he's not going to be 6-1, is he? But, you know. I'd still, if he's declared, I'd imagine because they've got the Willie horse quite short in the market, he'll probably be maybe 11-4, second favourite or something, 5-2 if he's declared. I think that'd be worth taking. I think he could end up favourite. Oh, one more meeting on Boxing Day. Kempton. We can't forget Kempton, can we? Right, 123 mile Grade 1 Court O-Star. Classical Dreams entered it, and to me, he's just made for 3 mile round Kempton. I think he'd love it. If he turns up here, he'll be a fairly confident selection for this. I think he's made for it. Jumped fantastic last time, like a seasoned handicapper. Yeah. Won plenty of Grade 1s round Punchestown, hasn't he? I think this would suit him lovely. If he doesn't turn up for this, then I'll possibly have a small bet, I think, on Hermes Allen. I remember I was quite impressed with him last time. Thought maybe he'd be a future King George horse. This would be the race for a future King George horse to go to for Paul. Yeah, I don't think he did much wrong last time. I think he'll enjoy the step up to 3 mile. And yeah, could see him. But if Classical Dream turns up, yeah, I like him. I do. If not, chance Hermes Allen, I think. The French horse is a French horse, so don't know. Giovinco, I think this is coming a bit too quick. He ran 18 days ago, didn't he, in that bad ground at Sandown. be backing up a bit quick for this, so I put a line through him for that reason. Grange Clare West, you need to see him do it again, don't you, before you could be trusting him. Imagine, I like Imagine, but I don't like the step up from 2 to 3. 2 to 2.5, yeah. So, yeah. If he turns up Classical Dream, fairly confident, as long as this French horse isn't like some wonder thing, like, you know, which we don't know, do we? He could be. And if not, Hermes Allen. 155, 2 mile grade 1, Christmas hurdle, Constitution Hill. We get to see him. We'll definitely see him this time. Yeah, just, you know, every day we get to see him's a good day. You know, it's not a betting race, but just sit back and enjoy watching him, you know. Let's hope he comes back safe and sound. 233 mile grade 1 King George. No Joey Colombe. 20 to 1. Looks pretty, doesn't it? But don't count for anything anymore. Right. Allaho. Legend of a horse. 7 to 4. We haven't seen him. I mean, he had a jog round into the last day. We haven't seen him at this kind of level for 18 months. You just don't know. You just don't know. 7 to 4's a bit short for me to be with doubts like that about him. Brave Man's Game. You know, I didn't like that prep. That were bad prep. I wouldn't like him. Shishkin. We don't know if he's going to start. If he does start, this is effectively his first run of the season. Don't like that. The Real Wacker. Pulled up last time. Bad prep. Don't like that. Hewick. Effectively first run of the season after a long break. Don't like that. Frodon. He's not as good as he were now. He's turning 12 in a couple of weeks. No. Right. There's two ways I'm looking at this race. Right. My head says Royal Piguet here. I did have a little each way bet on him when it looked like Jerry weren't coming here. Got the 3 places. It's just the 2 places now. So if you want to play him each way, it's up to you. But still 2 places. But at least he's one of the few horses here. There's only really Allaho and Royal Piguet that's coming into this race in good form. And I think coming into a race like this, you want to be in good form. 9 times out of 10, you need to be in good form at this kind of level. Really, he's, you know, Allaho just had a jog round last time. To be honest, I think this race could fall apart and this could be the worst King George we've seen for years. Because there's so many doubts about those other horses. And yeah, I think Royal Piguet might just fall in here. Comes here in good form. He was second in this race last year after no prep at all. That was just first time out. He well beat, like, you know, so inherited second place after the fall of the other horse there. But he still came second. He beat the rest, didn't he? In fact, he's only been to Kempton twice, and the other time he went to Kempton, he won an handicap off 140. Yeah, second last year after no prep at all. He comes in here in good form, and yeah, as like unexciting as it seems, I think maybe Royal Piguet might take this. So I haven't gone mad. I just had a little each way bet on him. My heart here will be with Allaho. It will. I'd love to see Allaho take this, and he could do. At the end of the day, I think extraordinary horses can do extraordinary things, and he is an extraordinary horse. So, you know, but just as a bet, you know, 7-4. He's probably going to be even shorter come the time. He'd find better bets for me around that price, you know. But yeah, I'd like to see him do it. I would, but from, you know, head over heart, the head says Royal Piguet is probably the bet here. Right, I'm going to skip through the rest a little bit. I didn't look in so much detail at the rest of it. You've got Leopardstown Wednesday. The 3 mile Paddy Power handicap chase. I've had a little bet on this ante-post, which is always a bit risky because you don't know if they're going to run, are they? But I had a little bit of 12-1 about Gars de Sceaux. It's like one of them races you just stick a pin in, don't you? More or less. But it's a JP horse, and JP does like this race. He always targets it with something, and he's only got 2 entered here. JP, Gordon Elliott. He's a lightly raced 7-year-old. He's only had 7 career starts. And for a horse that's won over 2 miles 7, soft heavy, as a hurdler, I thought he ran really well at 2 mile first time out this season behind Mr. Policeman. He were a little bit behind this horse in the red as the pictures disappeared, because, you know, he jumped and travelled well till about 3 out, then got left behind. But then he stayed on well after the last. He beat about 15 lengths. It looked a nice race to team up for something. He's off a rating of 132. He's going to be quite near the bottom of the weights here. He's also entered up in the Jim Duggan race at Limerick, but Gordon's got a few others in that race. We'll get to that. I think he probably goes here. 12-1 is the kind of horse, you know. He does jump and travel. Yeah, but he could blow out or he could win, you know. He could be heavily punted into 7-2. He could go off 25s, you know. I think Betfair will probably tell you plenty close to the time of the race. He might be initially well punted and then sort of drift, you know. But 12-1, I had a little pop at him anyway. Grade 1 Future Champions Novice Hurdle. If you've got a strong opinion in this race, then I think you're looking at the race wrong. To be honest, there's too many unknowns here. We've got Down Memory Lane, Daddy Longlegs at the front of the market. I don't know how you'd go about splitting those 2 horses. They could be anything. They could be the Supreme winner, the Ballymore winner. They could be, but how you know that, I don't know. This will tell us plenty. A lot of races at Christmas, I think, are like that. Sometimes it's best just to watch and learn rather than get too involved. But personally, anyway, I haven't got a strong opinion on this race. The Grade 1 2 mile 1 Rewards Club Chase. Grade 1. Yeah, we got Captain... yeah, he's short price favourite for this. There's only 7 down. They might not all go. Captain Guinness. He looked good last time. It's the one. It's 2 mile 1, isn't it? And it's no secret. It's that one he's kind of struggled with in the past. I'd say he's in the form of his life, and maybe, just maybe, he'll get that Grade 1, and no one would begrudge him that. But at the price he is, I think I'd have to be against him, because he has got that question mark over that extra furlong. Dino Blue would look to me, the obvious one here, and I might end up playing Dino Blue. Tying with Saint Roy at 20-1. Just because if you say there's only the 7 here, but if you look, a lot of these horses want to be on the pace. I think there's going to be a fierce pace here. Saint Roy won at this meeting last year, held off the pace, and at 20s might just be worth a tickle. I don't know. I've not fully decided on this race yet. I was just looking at it this morning a little. I might just chuck a small bit of change on Saint Roy at 20s and then have a more detailed look at it. Welsh National, no Mod Meg Genius, which, if you like him for the Ultimate or the National, I would suggest is a good thing. I ain't got a strong opinion in that race. What else have we got? Oh yeah, right, then we're on to Thursday. So I might be back on Wednesday. If I do a video next week at all, it's going to be Wednesday morning, and we can have a better look at some of these races then. But I can't promise that, I'm not sure, so that's why I'll just go through them all now. Okay. Yeah, Thursday, Limerick, 2 mile, 3.5, Tim Duggan Memorial. Right, yeah. The Paddy Power horse here is also entered in this race, guys, just so. As is Coccolino, who, if you remember, ran behind Ida's Boy last time. Ida's Boy, by the way, I'd be a little interested in that Paddy Power one. It'd be top weight, but I just think that'd be an each way bet. So I've got a win on Gars de Sceaux, and Ida's Boy I think I'd like to maybe have a little each way on. Did us a good favour last time, didn't he, Ida's Boy? He's got top weight, but it's big strong horse, shouldn't really bother him too much. I just thought it'd be worth waiting maybe for the day for that race, because you get these, you know, you might get first 6, 7, 8 places. So if you're going to have an each way bet, I'd wait till the day. But yeah, Gars de Sceaux to win, and probably Ida's Boy each way. Coccolino ran behind Ida's Boy. If you remember, we had a chat about him. Very eye-catching, lightly raced, jump-ins is Achilles heel, but he's definitely got a race in him. I was hoping he'd be stepped up to 3 mile. You see, I was thinking he'd be one maybe for that Paddy Power race, but this is his only entry over Christmas, which suggests this is where he's going. And if he goes here, I'll be having a play on Coccolino. So I'd liked him up to 3 mile, but 2.5 round Limerick, it's always bottomless there, and he'll probably ride like 3 mile. So yeah, I'll play on him if he lines up here. Back at Leopardstown then. So I'll just spin through these quickly. The Jack de Bromhead Hurdle, 3 mile, grade 1. This, you got Home by the Lee and Irish Point at the top of this market. I think around about 6-4 apiece. If pushed, I'd say Home by the Lee in this. Irish Point, I just wonder if he's going to get this 3 mile. If he does, he's going to be something. But he's got some good class grade 1, 2 mile form. I'd just be worried he's not going to quite get home over the trip. So for that reason, I'd side with Home by the Lee. At the prices, I won't be in a rush to have a bet, to be honest, as they are. I'm thinking hopefully, maybe on the day, if everybody, the crowd all rush in to back Irish Point, home by the lead, maybe might drift out to sort of 5-2 or something, and then maybe it'd be worth a bet then. I won't be in a rush to take sort of 6-4 or whatever. So I might sit that race out. If home by the lead drifts out, then I'll probably have a bet on him. The Faheen at Limerick. What a horse Faheen were. I'm so happy they named a race after him. He's one of my favourites. Gaelic Warrior, yeah, as we mentioned before, he just looks made for this race. Right-handed, 2.5 mile, heavy ground. He'll just destroy whatever turns up here. For that reason, it might end up at Smallfield. I don't know who'd be happy to take him on, I don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised to see 4 or 5 just turn up here. Yeah, he should be taking this. The Savills, now then, this is the race of, over the whole Christmas, this is the race, isn't it? This is the race. We've got the Gold Cup first, second, third favourites all here. This is where Jerry goes. What a racing prospect this is. I mean, even you look at the outsiders, you've got that fucking Maximus here. I wouldn't entirely rule that, I wouldn't. God. But yeah, he's 16s, conflated 16s. I mean, conflated loves it around Leopardstown. When you've got horses like that in at them sort of prices, that gives you some idea of the quality of this race. Wow. I'm excited for this race, I am. Galloping. I think he's around 6-4 now. Look, he's got an awesome record around Leopardstown. That's in his favour here. Just rewind a bit. You know, I had a couple of doubts about this horse going into this season, as much as we love him. And yeah, I think those doubts were realised to some degree last time out. He's losing his speed. And yeah, he's going down. Which is what happened. They lose that speed. That's the first thing that happens. So he's lost his pace. Now, it might be exaggerated a little from the way Willie's been training him. Because he was training him to settle. So that's sort of compounded it. Now, after his first run, Willie's a genius, isn't he? So maybe he's going to try and train a bit more speed into him now. Ultimately, I think he'll be fighting a losing battle, but he's still a grade 1. He didn't lose by much last time. He's up nearly a mile in trip here. If he's going to win another big race, this will probably be his day. So I won't be surprised if Galloping wins this. But saying that, at the prices, 6-4, you've got these other horses in there. I think you've got to have a pop against him. Yeah. Fast or Slow's after beating him the last twice. Fast or Slow, to me, I wouldn't like to tell Martin Brazel what he should be doing, because yeah, he's forgot more about racing than I'll know. But Fast or Slow, to me, would have looked some bet in the King George. He might win this, but I think he'd have definitely won the King George. 3 mile round Kent and the speed he showed last time. Definitely. I'd have been all over him in the King George. He'd have been the Christmas nap. He would have been. And he might win this anyway. Yeah, so who am I to question? But yeah, personally, Jerry Colomb, though, you know it's going to be Jerry, don't you? It's kind of funny, though, because, I think Galloping, if we're looking towards the Gold Cup here, I think Galloping has to win this. Fast or Slow, maybe don't have to win, but he's going to have to go very close. you know. Jerry, out of the three, he's the one that, you know, he could get away without winning this and still win a Gold Cup. You know, like if he's staying on nicely into a third, beating sort of 5 lengths or so, you'd still be hopeful for him for a Gold Cup. But you know what I think about Jerry, and I'll be backing him here anyway. I do like fast or slow. I love all these horses, but Jerry, I think this will suit him. This race will suit him better than any race he's ever contested. To be honest, it's a fairly stiff 3 mile around Leopardstown. In that straight, long run after the last, I'll suit him well. It will. It'll suit him better than Down Royal. It'll suit him better than Aintree. If it rewinded it, it's suiting far better than that tight twisty Cheltenham. And then he went 2.5 mile. This will bring out more improvement in Jerry. He looked fat last time. He's getting race fitness away. He's going to improve a ton for that last run. And if he's got a sniff after the last, you know, he just finds a way, doesn't he? And yeah, so I'd be with Jerry here, I would. If he comes up just a little short, it's not the end of the world. But yeah, I'd be with Jerry. Fantastic race though. And yeah, any one of about 5 horses, it wouldn't shock you to see them take this, you know. But brilliant race. Friday, Leopardstown, Matheson Hurdle, State Man. What did we get for State Man in that treble? 4-6. If you remember, that's why we liked it, because said he could end up 1-6 here if Impera Pass doesn't go. Impera Pass is entered, or he's going to be entered in this Rollkeel Hurdle. I've read this morning. He'd be winning that, wouldn't he, as well? I can see that happening. Yeah, I can see Impera Pass not being here and State Man being 1-6, like, you know. So if we got through our first 2 legs of a treble, this should be a nice, easy watch for us, I think. And that's it, really. Christmas nap. God, there's a lot to choose from, isn't it? I'd like to choose something I think's fairly definitely going to run. At this stage, we'll say Jango Bay in that Tolworth Hurdle. Yeah. Yeah, I like him, I do. I think he might put his hand up. It's a big Cheltenham contender for Nicky. He's got some ability, he has. He's just got to channel it in the right direction. Hopefully he'll have learnt plenty enough from that first run. Right then, so yeah, have a great Christmas. Hope Santa brings you some nice things. Like I say, Wednesday's a possibility, but I can't promise. But hopefully maybe I might see you Wednesday morning. Right, so all the best. Have a brilliant Christmas. I hope you back plenty of winners next week. And I'll see you soon. Bye.